What was your first personal reaction after everything has happened? And what was the reaction of the crew around you?
Okay, that it was a major slap in the face. Nobody can deny that. And sitting now to today, when the station is complete and the thing, it all probably looks simple. But put yourself in that position, what anybody would have felt at that stage. But there was never a sense of panic. What do you do first thing? First thing that you do is you take stock. What have I lost? And what modifications required? That the question of abandoning, obviously, that is never on cards.
M&M Talkies presents
India's greatest journeys, Dakshin Gangotri. Chapter 6, Racing the Sun.
In the first month, we were working till 10 o'clock at night, with one lunch break of half an hour, with 2 tea breaks of 15 minutes each.
29 दिसंबर 1983। हेलीकॉप्टर क्रैश के बाद फिन पोलारिस पर माहौल बहुत गंभीर है। इंडिया से अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स अर्जेंट कम्युनिकेशंस भेज रहे हैं, कुछ इंजर्ड मिशन मेंबर्स का हाल और मिशन स्टेटस जानने के लिए, लेकिन कुछ और इस एक्सीडेंट पर इमीडिएट इंक्वायरी बैठाने के लिए और किसी को जिम्मेदार ठहराने के लिए। मुझे कर्नल शर्मा ने बताया कि सबका असर पड़ रहा था टीम मोराल पर।
It was just a chaos, telling you very frankly. It is a chaos, and it is typical mentality. When the failure is there, everybody starts thinking that hell is broken now and nothing will happen, and now we will this and that. Where one is trying to blame other, and then all those hidden things about anybody, they come out. Okay, they try to express all that. That is typical mentality. You have to see that now. Let us come to the conclusion, what is the next course? The good sense must prevail, and then only a proper plan can be drawn. So Dr. Gupta played a very mature role at that time. He consulted me. I said, no, one thing is there. First thing I told him, it has happened, it has happened. It is an expedition, it can always happen. Firstly, we don't have to blame anybody. Okay, the team is split. If anybody is to blame, we all are to blame. So this was discussed in the afternoon about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And 8 o'clock there is a conference where we called, in that there was a literally fight of words basically. Somebody started blaming me why I supported person A and person B and why it is because of that and all that. It's all like that only. So then we went to meet the casualties with Mr. Madhuk was in the hospital in Downville. So we went to meet him and all, told him. Then the Air Force chefs were also there. Tandon was there, then Madhu was there. He said, I'm sorry sir, we have let down you and we are feeling ashamed of it. Yeah, there is nothing to feel ashamed. It can happen, it's an expedition.
ये ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल मिशन अब थोड़ा और मुश्किल हो गया है। बेस जिस फाउंडेशन पर खड़ा किया जाएगा, उसको बनाने के कुछ मटेरियल्स और जरूरी टूल्स अब समुद्री फर्श पे हैं। अंटार्कटिका में हर चीज की तरह एक बिल्डिंग की सिर्फ फाउंडेशन को बनाना अपने आप में एक चुनौती है। मेरे डैड कैप्टन लोमी मुझे समझा रहे थे कि अगर ये फाउंडेशन ठीक से ना बने तो आगे जाकर इससे बेस को क्या तकलीफ हो सकती है।
Okay, let's take it totally from a layman's point of view. अंटार्कटिक जो कॉन्टिनेंट है, उसमें जो कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ में जो आइस है, उसमें रॉक कंटेंट बिल्कुल नहीं है। 6000 फुट की आइस का एक स्लैब, उसके ऊपर आप बना रहे हो। अभी ऑब्वियसली जब आप बनाओगे उस बिल्डिंग से गर्मी आएगी, नीचे सिंक करेगा। अगर आपकी जो हीट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जो एमिनेट करती है बिल्डिंग अगर इक्वल नहीं आता है तो बिल्डिंग टेढ़ी नीचे जाएगी तो ऑब्वियसली उससे प्रॉब्लम होगी। तुम क्या करते हो? राफ्ट बनाते हो। राफ्ट मतलब एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाते हो। ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज। इट इज़ वेरी एसेंशियल दैट एनी सेटलमेंट ऑफ दिस दैट टेक प्लेस must be uniform. So that was the first initial step, and there we had a major problem because first load that fell with that went a large number of our tools. So you don't have tools, what the hell are you going to work with?
अब हमको पता चलेगा कि क्यों आर्मी को सिलेक्ट किया गया था बेस को बनाने के लिए। कंस्ट्रक्शन टीम के सारे मेंबर्स आर्मी की टेक्निकल ब्रांचेस, कोर ऑफ इंजीनियर्स, ईएमई, सिग्नल से हैं। वॉर टाइम हो या पीस टाइम, हिमालय के पर्वत हो या थार का रेगिस्तान, देश की रक्षा करने के लिए हमारे जवानों को मुश्किल से मुश्किल हालात में जरूरी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और टेक्निकल सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करना इनकी जिम्मेदारी होती है। लेकिन अंटार्कटिका में ना कोई जंग है, ना कोई दुश्मन। यहां पे आपको चुनौती दे रहे हैं वक्त और अंटार्कटिक कंडीशंस। कंस्ट्रक्शन पार्टी लीडर मेजर नायर को पता है कि इनको हराया नहीं जा सकता। हाँ, कोशिश सिर्फ इतनी कर सकते हैं कि इनसे हार ना माने।
The helicopter sank, it's gone.
Right.
The tools, the stores have gone.
Gone.
But fortunately, we could retrieve these people,
Right.
the Air Force guys, the technicians, the pilots. So I immediately, when I got the message, I went back to the ship
Right.
just to meet them and tell them, we will manage, don't worry, we will continue the work.
Right.
There's going to be no difference to us. Our work will continue. We will redesign the foundation if required. Because we had lost important parts, the CGI sheets below the basic beams of the foundation had been lost. So we had to open out the spacing, put them just below the loading points. So we did that and recommenced the work because it was a simple structure. It was not difficult. As long as we got the good weather, we had a good team. We had these boys who were absolutely eager to go. And also we had a lot of working time because it was broad daylight.
Right.
The sun never set. So we extended our working hours. We would start at whether it was 8 o'clock and finish much at 10 o'clock at night. Except when we did get a few blizzards. In the initial stages, in fact, we had a very bad blizzard when we had just finished the foundation. And the entire, because we had to dig down.
Right.
That entire foundation got filled with drift snow. So it was like another 2 days to clear out that snow, before we could again access the foundation.
ब्लिजर्ड की वजह से 1983 के आखिरी 2 कीमती दिन बिना किसी प्रोग्रेस के गुजर जाते हैं। IAF हेलीकॉप्टर्स को उड़ाने के लिए पायलट्स की कमी है और मी-8 हेलीकॉप्टर की रिलायबिलिटी पे भी सवाल उठाए जा रहे हैं। द मिशन इज बिहाइंड शेड्यूल। लेकिन इस सब के बाद भी मिशन मेंबर्स एक बार फिर कोशिश करेंगे दक्षिण गंगोत्री को बनाने की। फिन पोलारिस पर मिशन मेंबर्स नए साल का स्वागत करते हैं आधी रात के सूरज और एक नए जोश के साथ।
You work as per a critical path method. You had teams that you'd start working. But what was important was that we knew right from the beginning, we had maybe about 70 days, 64 days, ultimately it turned out to be. And to do this up in this much of time would require a Herculean effort. What was in our favor was that we had long working hours. And we had porta cabins where we'd, after finishing our work, we would come back and take a sundowner. Yeah. Small little pep up.
7th January 1984. -10 degrees, 14-hour work days, and no time off. कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पर बेस तेजी से खड़ा किया जा रहा है। मिशन प्लानिंग के दौरान जो टीम यूके गई थी ट्रेनिंग के लिए, उसमें विंटरिंग टीम लीडर कर्नल शर्मा शामिल नहीं थे। उनके पास बेस के सिस्टम्स की सिर्फ थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज है। अगर उनको इस बेस पे अगला 1 साल बिताना है तो इस कंस्ट्रक्शन फेज के दौरान ही उनको अपनी प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज बढ़ानी होगी।
I started spending a lot of time at the base, and I'm myself a civil engineer.
Right.
Okay, so I used to spend a lot of time with them to understand what all was being constructed, how it is being constructed, how the foundation is made and all that. I used to be associated with them. I used to give helping hand also. And I was more interested in understanding each and every nook and corner of that building, of that station, that it will function under me.
Right.
Okay, these people are doing a good job. They will leave a job up to a certain extent they can do, but they cannot achieve the perfection. The rest is our responsibility. We will have to make it up. And if something is not perfected, still we will have to make do.
Right.
So this is what I used to be looking for.
लेकिन इस मिशन की तैयारी के लिए सबसे कम वक्त मिला विंटरिंग टीम के एक और मेंबर को, सिग्नल्स के कैप्टन परमजीत सिंह, जिनकी जिम्मेदारी थी बेस पर कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम्स का इंस्टॉलेशन और पूरी विंटरिंग के दौरान इंडिया के साथ कम्युनिकेशन बनाए रखने की।
They wanted volunteers for going to Antarctica for providing communications. So I volunteered for that. But for quite some time there was nothing. And then I heard one of my friends, he was a course senior, he's been selected. And he did some training with the others and all. And I knew that they'll be sailing from Goa. So I was thinking maybe the next expeditions I'll be able to take part. Suddenly one day I got a signal that you have to report to Army headquarters and tomorrow itself. So I took a flight from Goa to Delhi, and next day it was raining. They said bring 2 photographs. So I went to the shop in the morning and had my photographs in wet clothes only. When I landed up there, they said, are you interested in going to Antarctica? I said, yes. So it said, you are standby. So now you are going for Antarctica expedition.
And how many days before leaving for the mission was this?
It was well over, I think, 20 days or so before that.
वो तो पहली बार अपना सारा इक्विपमेंट सिर्फ अंटार्कटिका में अनलोडिंग के टाइम पे चेक कर पा रहे थे और समझ रहे थे कि ऐसी कंडीशंस में इतने सेंसिटिव इक्विपमेंट को ऑपरेट करने का मतलब क्या होता है।
The challenges that time they said that the basic means of communication will be satellite terminals, and they were quite reliable and all. When we used to work from Goa, it was very reliable. But when we reached Antarctica, we found this problem that it was in the fringe area. That means there were 3 geostationary satellites, and we were in the fringe area of 2 satellites. One was in the Indian Ocean and other was in the Antarctic Ocean.
Okay.
Only 2 satellites we could contact, So our communication were with the satellites. Through satellite we had to go to the base station. From base station it used to go to on fiber or whatever in power cable and all to India. So there was a bit of a gap, and it was much advanced in India. We had none of these facilities that time. Maybe on ships and all they may be having. It was put on a sledge and it was put next to the porta cabin. And which also in the first blizzard only, the sledge and the terminal was buried. We had to remove the snow and all and retrieve it, and we had to then put it in the porta cabin. During summer it is 24 hours sunlight, and the snow it melts. So it is very difficult to, in the sun with you have sunburn also, and the wind speed is also there, and with bare hands you have to do all this construction, reading the manual, because I had not assembled LPD earlier.
8th January 1984। बेस को ऑपरेशनल बनाने के लिए सबसे पहले तो ज़रूरी है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। इसको प्रोवाइड करने के लिए बेस में इंस्टॉल किए जाएंगे 3 जर्मन जनरेटर्स। ये इतने बड़े हैं कि इनको बेस की दीवारें खड़ी करने से पहले इसकी फाउंडेशन पे डालना होगा और इनके इर्द गिर्द बेस बनाना पड़ेगा। लेकिन एक प्रॉब्लम है, ये इतने भारी हैं कि इनको कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट सिर्फ एक तरीके से पहुंचाया जा सकता है, मी-8 अंडरस्लंग लोड। ठीक उसी किस्म का ऑपरेशन जिसकी वजह से पहला मी-8 क्रैश हुआ था। इस किस्म की फ्लाइट्स को सस्पेंड कर दिया गया है, लेकिन अब बचे IAF पायलट्स जिम्मेदारी उठाते हैं इन जनरेटर्स को बेस तक पहुंचाने की, ये जानते हुए कि अगर कुछ गड़बड़ हुई तो पूरा का पूरा मिशन फेल हो जाएगा। लेकिन वो 3 सक्सेसफुल सॉर्टीज कंडक्ट करके बेस तक तीनों जनरेटर्स पहुंचाते हैं और अपने और मी-8 की परफॉर्मेंस पर उठाए गए सवालों का करारा जवाब देते हैं। 24 जनवरी 1984। पिछले 3 दिन से मिशन मेंबर्स का हौसला बढ़ाया है एक नए डेवलपमेंट ने। फिन पोलारिस, जो इतने दिनों से फास्ट आइस की वजह से समुद्र में एंकर थी, फाइनली अंटार्कटिक आइस शेल्फ तक पहुंच चुकी है। अब शिप से इक्विपमेंट कम से कम वक्त में कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट तक पहुंचाया जा सकता है। मगर अनलोडिंग के दौरान एक और बड़ी प्रॉब्लम सामने आती है।
There was so much of rough seas that the sea water washed over the holes. जब हमने इक्विपमेंट निकाला तो वैसा फ्रोजन था. फिर हमने देखा कि उसके ऊपर तो साला सी का पानी की बर्फ जम गई है. No, sea water is saline. Now, how the hell do things work? And remember, we talk about 1983s. We're not very familiar with motherboards, with intricate electronic fabrication. And this is where being from the army and being from India came of great help. जो जुगाड़ जो हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है वो ये हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है. जब तक उसके तुम नट बोल्ट पुर्जे ढीले करके साले को ठीक नहीं कर दोगे, I don't think anybody else would have been able to put through. And remember, there was no question of getting any replacement from anywhere. There was no question of getting any help from anywhere.
You had to figure it out.
So these officers and men of Corps of Engineers, AME, Signal, we put the ship together.
26 जनवरी 1984 बेस का बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर तैयार है. इंपॉर्टेंट कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम्स को इंस्टॉल कर दिया गया है. लेकिन ये डेट इसलिए खास है क्योंकि पहली बार इंडिया का रिपब्लिक डे मनाया जाएगा उसी के एंटार्क्टिक बेस के सामने तिरंगे को लहराकर. और ये ऑनर दिया गया मिशन लीडर डॉक्टर हर्ष गुप्ता को.
On 26th of January 1984, we had a flag hoisting. And I think that is the proudest flag hoisting that I've hoisted the flag. I had occasions of doing it all my life, and we had people, of course, all the Indians were there, Finn people were there. There was a German who was a navigator on our ship, he was there. Then there were people from the Soviet station as well as East German station, and they saw the progress, and this man just couldn't believe that so much has happened.
29 December you have a potentially catastrophic event. And 26 January you are flag hoisting at an almost complete Antarctic base.
Yes.
In the second month, we worked till about 11:30 at night.
लगातार और लंबे समय तक काम करने का असर कंस्ट्रक्शन टीम पर दिख रहा है. कंस्ट्रक्शन टीम लीडर मेजर नायर की जिम्मेदारी है ना सिर्फ बेस को बनाना लेकिन अपने आदमियों पे भी नजर रखना.
So, taking care of your feet, your extremities, your nose, wearing the ice goggles. There are people who get snow blind. It's very easy for half an hour if you take off your goggles in that bright, because there's so much albedo and the shine of the sun off the ice. It can damage your retina. So people get these kind of eye injuries, frostbite injuries. It's very common, and we could not afford that because we could not lose anybody as a single person who would be one hand less for us. The men were also getting quite. I could see that there was a little tiredness, there was a little hallucinating going on.
Right.
They couldn't sleep properly.
Could you give us an example of that? If you remember a specific incident.
Yeah. So many. One of our boys, the carpenter, he was. When I went to just check on him in the tent, in his tent, he was like, shivering and dreaming, kind of a nightmare kind of sleep.
Right.
It was obviously, that they were over-tired. You have to be very professional. Sometimes people get under the influence of alcohol or, mental depression. Like in our case, we did have a problem where there was a little careless driver who was driving with a crane and he hit the structure. The crane hit the structure and brought something down. He had to beat this person out.
Right.
It did happen. And it does happen. And it can cause an accident, it can cause death. And in this case, it could have caused the side of the structure.
Collapse.
Yeah. So, these sort of things, you have to be professional about it. You have to be very clear. You have to take a leadership role and also be ruthless if required. It's not all being goody-goody, come on boys, let's be nice to each other. No.
Yeah.
You have to take responsibility as a leader and take action.
इन कंडीशंस में उन्होंने रियलाइज किया कि शायद सिर्फ कंस्ट्रक्शन टीम अकेले ये काम पूरा नहीं कर पाएगी.
It was the structure part, then the services all coming together, different people working simultaneously. But to be honest with you, I was not sure we would be able to do it.
Right.
And I was very clear in my mind that if it was not complete in any respect, we would not leave a wintering party.
Right.
The idea was to leave a wintering party because that is when, the Antarctic committees, the scientific committee and all, accept that you have got a base and you've got scientists in that base wintering over and doing scientific research.
Right.
So I was, to be honest, not very sure. And I was quite clear in my mind that we were not going to risk people's lives for just making them winter over there.
Right.
We had to complete the task.
एपिसोड 4 में मैंने आपसे कहा था ना, everyone is a working hand आगे जाकर कितना बड़ा रोल प्ले करेगा इस मिशन की सक्सेस में। वो वक्त आ गया है। अब कंस्ट्रक्शन टीम ही नहीं, आर्मी, एयरफोर्स, नेवी, सिविलियन साइंटिस्ट्स और फिन पोलारिस का क्रू सब मिलकर दक्षिण गंगोत्री को खड़ा करेंगे।
And I must say, I have to say that Dr. Gupta gave me full and complete freedom to do the task as I had planned it. There was no interference at all. And whenever he needed any inputs, he would come to the base rather than calling me to the ship or come over and tell me what is happening. No.
Right.
He would come onto the ground, check what is happening, talk with me. Do you need anything, Pawan? In fact, I needed some help from other expedition members.
Right.
So it was a good teamwork, and we got a lot of help from the civilian scientists also. I have to say that on record.
And I do remember in the last 1.5 weeks, we were working till 4 o'clock in the morning. From 8 o'clock in the morning to next day, 4 in the morning.
February 11th, 1984. फिन पोलारिस लगातार ब्लिजर्ड्स और आइसबर्ग्स के खतरों से बचने के लिए बार बार आइस शेल्फ को छोड़कर खुले समुद्र में जाती है और फिर वापस लौटती है। इसके कैप्टन डॉक्टर गुप्ता और दूसरे मिशन मेंबर्स को इन्फॉर्म करते हैं कि अब वक्त के साथ फिन पोलारिस का डीजल भी खत्म हो रहा है और उनको जल्द से जल्द बढ़ती ठंड से बचने के लिए अंटार्कटिका से निकलना होगा।
As I told you that we were lucky that it was 1984. Captain had been asking us, and the last thing that we must definitely leave on 1st of March. Otherwise the ship will get ice-locked. He was asking about it, that I kept on asking for more time, but he said 1st March is the ultimate, absolute. So that's why I was telling you that having a leap year with 29 days in February, that one day was very precious for us.
मिशन का पहला लक्ष्य दक्षिण गंगोत्री को बनाना बहुत करीब है। मेरे डैड को पता था कि सिर्फ बेस को तैयार करना काफी नहीं है, सारे सिस्टम्स की टेस्टिंग भी जरूरी है, क्योंकि एक भी चूक का मतलब हो सकता है 12 जानों को खो देना।
Enormity of what we were trying to do had sunk in even before we had started working on it. हमको पता था कि ये हम कैसी जगह में बना रहे हैं, जहाँ से रेस्क्यू तो is out of question. That were always at the back of your mind कि you make a mistake and tomorrow the team that is wintering that gets caught, the blood would be on your hands. So
you just accept that is part of it.
I mean that is part of it. I mean that is what I suppose army brings into you.
You're trained to do that. Well.
I mean you're trained to do that.
24 फरवरी 1984 इंडिया का पहला अंटार्कटिक बेस दक्षिण गंगोत्री फाइनली तैयार है। बचे कामों को खत्म करने की जिम्मेदारी विंटरिंग टीम ने उठा ली है। 3 जनरेटर्स में से अभी सिर्फ एक ऑपरेशनल है जो 24 घंटे चल रहा है। आखिरी के दिन इस्तेमाल किए जाएंगे विंटरिंग टीम को ब्रीफ करने में और सिस्टम्स को टेस्ट करने के लिए। 12 लोगों के लिए बने बेस पर अभी 40 लोग इसी काम के लिए आए हैं, जब अचानक
हम लोग कोटा के अपने बैठे हुए थे, अपना खाना वाना करते, सडनली वहाँ से आवाज आनी शुरू हो गई। The wind started building up. That's the time we saw the fury of what a blizzard can be. तो होता क्या है जब blizzard चलती है, let's say 100 knots की 200 kilometers per hour की, रास्ते में क्या मिलता है उसको? पाउडर स्नो मिलता है। अब पाउडर स्नो साथ में उड़ना शुरू हो जाता है। It becomes a wall.
What is it like to be in a blizzard?
Very unnerving. हिंदी बोलें तो फटी पड़ती है, फटी रहती है. That's when you realize how insignificant, how tiny a speck you are, and your ego is totally washed out. Our immediate reaction was that we must get to the station. It's 5-6 of us held each other's hand. How much did we have to walk? 100 meters, 120 meters, 150 meters. Didn't take us much. It took us only 1.5 hours. Are walking against a wind that is blowing at over 230-240 kilometers per hour.
और उस wind में और उस snow में
आपको दिख क्या रहा है?
क्या दिख रहा है?
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, क्या दिख रहा है? Zilch.
You have this drift snow. They're like grains of little pebbles of sand. So if you're walking, say, in a blizzard head on, you will get it in your face. And it stings. You have to be very careful of your eyes and your face. Visibility, zero.
Right.
It becomes what is called a whiteout, which is just like as if you're in a white board. You've got no idea of depth, direction, anything. Aircraft crash, helicopters have crashed in whiteouts. Birds also fall onto the ice shelf.
We were about 25-26 of us over, and it touched the maximum speeds that were ever recorded in that part of Antarctica.
Which were roughly around?
I think it was up to 150 knots.
Wow.
All of us were having beard by that time. And when you come back, you have put icicles on your beard because the ice is frozen.
But believe me, जैसे हाथ लगा ना बिल्डिंग पर, हमने कहा भाई साहब मिल गया, खजाना मिल गया. Then we knocked on the door. They couldn't open it up. Why couldn't they open it up? Because the blizzard, with the blizzard blowing in, snow had already deposited. So you had to cut open. And in that time, some of the people had cold injuries.
क्या बेस और इसके सिस्टम्स इस ब्लिजर्ड को झेल पाएंगे? अगर अब कुछ फेल हुआ तो क्या होगा? फिन पोलारिस को भी ये जगह से निकलना है. समर पार्टी वापस कैसे लौटेगी? इन सारे सवालों के साथ 40 मिशन मेंबर्स दक्षिण गंगोत्री में फंसे हुए हैं.
You were listening to
India's greatest journeys, Dakshin Gangotri.
an Eminem original. This podcast, inspired by the historic mission Dakshin Gangotri of 1983, uses creative liberties and dramatizations to enhance the storytelling experience. The creators, producers, directors, artists, and all individuals associated with this podcast do not intend to malign, defame, slander, or offend any person, place, region, country, religion, community, or individual. Every effort has been made to respectfully represent the armed forces, uniforms, and national representatives. Any inaccuracies or deviations are entirely unintentional. The podcast does not endorse smoking or drinking. Listeners' discretion is advised.